On this episode, we are going to be debunking some of the greatest myths people tell each other about buying a house. Coming up. Welcome, I'm your host, Steve Penate, realtor and host of the Steve Talks Real Estate Show, where we bring you value, content, and tips in all things real estate and housing related. So on this episode, I'm so excited. Number one, because football is back. And my wife might hate me Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays, but we'll get through it. But I'm so excited. The fall season is one of my favorite seasons. Number one is that I don't gotta sweat when I'm showing houses. And number two is football is back. Are you a Cardinal fan? I hope you are. If you're not, I still love you. But on this episode, I am gonna talk about 4 myths that I want to debunk that people usually think are true in regards to buying a house. Myth number 1 is the first step is finding a house. That is not the first step in the home buying process. The first step is actually getting pre-qualified or pre-approved for a home loan with a mortgage banker or a loan officer. Based on how much money has been extended to you, that will determine what areas you can buy in. Oftentimes people go off and start looking at houses that possibly they can't qualify for. So it's very important you understand the first thing you have to do is sit down with a mortgage banker or a loan officer that can get your loan in order. If you don't know how to do that, contact the real estate agent you are going to use, and he or she should be able to lead you in the right direction. Myth number 2 is that the down payment is 10% or even 20% of the purchase price. I have no idea where people get these myths from, but I am here to debunk that. The reality is that the down payment is much lower unless you're buying a second or a third home or an investment property. That's a different story. But if you are buying your primary residence, there are loans with down payments as low as 3%. Oftentimes, down payments could be 3.5% or even 5%, depending on the loan you qualify for. That's why it's so important that you sit down with the professionals that know these things so that you are being led in the right direction. In this case, you would meet with a mortgage banker or a loan officer to make sure you know exactly what loan you qualify for and the down payment you'll need to buy that house. In addition to that, did you know there are down payment assist programs? There are many programs out there that can possibly pay your down payment or most of it for you. If you don't ask, we can't get you the answers. It's very important you talk with a real estate agent or a mortgage banker to make sure that you get the correct information. It could be that you can qualify for a program that pays your down payment without you having to pay it back. Number 3, you can't buy a home with bad credit. Now, if you have bad credit, there's a reason for it, but it might not be the end of the buying process for you. What I recommend is this: before you make up your own conclusions, sit down with your agent and a mortgage banker or a loan officer to see exactly where you're at. If your credit really is far too low, the best thing that can happen is they can put you on a program, on a plan that'll help you be on the track to get your credit score where it has to be in order for you to buy a house. Myth number 4 is the asking price is set in stone. That's a myth. Listen to this. We're doing a business transaction where things are negotiable, including the asking price. So whenever you see a house being sold and you see the price, always keep in mind that that number is negotiable. So make sure you are talking with the real estate agent you are using to help you buy that house and see if you can negotiate the price. There are many factors that come into play into how people price their houses. Therefore, make sure the real estate agent you are using to buy the house is doing the research to make sure they can negotiate the best outcome possible to get you the best price for the house you want. Well, that wraps up episode number 42 of the Steve Talks Real Estate Show. There are so many other myths that I will be doing other episodes on. I'm so excited to keep bringing you the best in real estate. I want to wish my Arizona Cardinals good luck this weekend, and we'll see you next time.